We were back on site this morning, and in an effort to plumb all these really tall walls even better than we are, I bought an 8-foot level this morning. Yeah! Woo!
Man, it feels good.
Yeah, it feels.
I like this thing.
So it should do better.
I think it should. You know, part of the problem is that it's not that we can't plumb it with a short level, but it's that the lumber itself is not perfectly straight. And the longer the stick you get, the better average you get from top to bottom, right?
Yes, like a plate to plate would be ideal all the way up, but then we'd need a
nice.
20-foot plate to plate.
That would be nice.
Not available.
Are there other ways to stand a wall up straight that we don't know about?
That's a really tall bathroom.
Toilet sink?
Holy cow.
Yeah.
Jono, the ceiling of this room is right here. It's only like 5 by 5.
That is showing great on the stick, but it's actually leaning in according to the partition.
I'd say do it on the stick.
I mean, that's as sticky as it gets.
All right. Do you want to clear up for the viewers whether you are or not Jamie's son, like we got comments about?
I am not.
Hey, my son, come on out. Lunch break's over. Let's get to work. I'm so proud of you, my son. You finally came out here to the job site and decided to join the family business and be a carpenter. Yeah. Couldn't be more proud.
Max is our intern. If you missed that, like 40 videos ago, we introduced him, and I guess we didn't do it again. So he'll be with us another couple weeks, and he's going back to college, senior year. So we just finished standing up this wall that separates the bath and the hall, right there. And we're gonna start working on this wall that separates the bath from the pantry, and it runs perpendicular to the trusses. So the slickest way to build that would be to have an angled top, the same as the roof pitch, but then you have to make a special top plate because the width of the cut is not 3.5 once you cut it on an angle, if that makes sense.
You would take a 2x6 and actually bevel both edges, and then your stud would have a cut like that on the top. So it's a lot of work to make that piece.
Yeah, so we're thinking we're just gonna make it a flat topped wall and then later come in and jam a wedge in there that we rip on a table saw.
Like this.
Yeah, that fills it out.
That'll be a wedge.
I think that'll be a lot
So we'll have a standard
faster.
wall. I do too.
It's like the Bermuda Triangle of batteries here.
Up next, we're gonna work on this wall that caps off those two rooms, and it's got some interior elevation drawings of the cabinetry, there's a refrigerator, and a door, and we need to get accurate because the refrigerator is really close to that door.
There it is right there. It's like touching. And on the other side of it, you can't really tell, but the oven right here is in the corner on the other side of the door. The door is sandwiched perfectly centered between.
It doesn't look spaced off the wall. I wonder if that's gonna hit the door trim when you open the oven door.
I don't know.
I'm gonna cut Jamie 3 inches here because there's crown molding that wraps around the corner of these cabinets and hopefully terminates in the wall, not sticking out. So we can
I don't think it'd look weird just to run it all the way down that wall if it wraps. What do you think?
Yeah, right. And you gotta add probably 3 or 4 inches for those fridge panels too.
Okay.
So 6'4", I would say would be safe.
What if we made the opening a little wider?
What?
Hang on. Yeah, no.
Complete opposite of what you just
Wait, hear me out. If we made it a little wider, then we can box in whichever side we need to give the space to.
Okay.
You see? Does that make sense?
Sure.
Because we're not gonna move the
I
opening.
said sure already.
Okay, all right. I thought that meant you want more of an explanation.
Oh no. Check it out, we got our first few rooms upstairs built. We've got a pantry, nice big pantry here. And then if you go out and all the way around the way, you got a little entry hallway. It's like a little privacy sort of hallway for the half bath up here. This will be the hallway, and this will be the bathroom. So that's kind of a nice feature so that your bathroom door's open. You're not like staring straight into the kitchen. What's up? Go to the bathroom. Yeah, it's nice if you got room. Ooh, grain. Yeah, this yellow pine grain will grab these screws and you think you're going in straight and it's like, nope, you're gonna do that. Cut. Oh, there we go. You know what I just figured out like 2 days ago?
No.
If I wear earplugs like this, it drives me crazy because it gets caught in my neck and my belt and like yanks it out of my ears.
For sure.
But if you wear
Every
them like this,
right?
you look weird
But you already had that covered, so not much is different.
It doesn't drive you nuts.
Really?
I could wear them all day and all night like that.
I don't know if that's going to catch on or not.
Jamie said these aren't real boards. What do you think about that? They feel real?
Yeah, they're real.
We just got another pack of studs delivered from Brock, and now we have our studs for the front wall. LVLs. We just got to rip them all down to stud size.
Yeah, it was going to be a special order to get 2x6s, so, you know.
There you
For the
go.
sake of keeping the job moving along, we're going to rip them.
Yeah, we'll really move it along quick.
Yeah, so fast.
We're going to start on the walls in this hallway section here. And on the plan it's drawn is this commercial glass, like floor to ceiling. And we're not going to do that. We're going to buy individual windows. They'll be separated by 3 inches of framing. And we've done a bunch of math to figure out how to make that centered up in the same width as the door or windows below that. But we're just double checking everything now. It's a little complicated when you go changing things.
All right, yeah, it is. There it is, the hall window. It'll just be one pane of glass instead of the 3 segments like it's drawn. And we have, oh, that's not right. That's not even right.
Well, okay.
Is there another hall? Maybe there's another hall. Hallway.
Okay.
That's looking more righter, but that's actually wrong too.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you though, because I've drawn this so many times now in SketchUp to
Yeah.
get it right, that I know that the rough opening is 3'9" 3/4.
3'9", 3/4. Yep, that's pretty much the whole wall. Okay, I've got all of our jack locations, window openings. Now I'm gonna hook on this end and just pull our regular layout only for cripples. Will be the only thing on layout, top and bottom. And I broke the plate 80 inches from that end, so that will also break center on layout. We just cut a zillion 13-inch boards here for cripples. Now we got to do the bottom of the windows up to the sill. 17 inches times 1 zillion, please. Yo, all hands on deck. All hands on deck. Gotta lift the wall.
Okay, looks good. Looks great. Got a stair stringer right here, boys. Just doing my test fitting, and I'm teaching Max all about stairs. So
Oh, wow.
I figure after today's lesson, he'll be able to build whatever stairs he likes.
Or else his brain might
Max!
explode.
Actually,
Be careful with your brain. It might explode.
I'm actually just teaching him how to use the handsaw to cut the little triangles
Oh,
out.
yeah.
There's more to it than you think, you know?
Jamie's busting out his first tube of Lexel of the job. I'm sure you feel good.
Oh, finally doing something I like to do here.
You know how to build stairs yet?
I know sound.
Okay. Hey, that's a start, you know? Now you can start listening to the other stuff, maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know what's more important, you know?
Uh,
They're pretty much on the same level, if you ask me.
Jamie did a test fit here and is doing some Lexel under the bottom of these stringers. If you didn't know, stairs are a really bad part of a house to squeak. You're usually stomping up and down them, use them a lot, and it's really annoying if they squeak. So Jamie just goes nuts with the Lexel, using it as like an adhesive, even though it's not really technically an adhesive. It sticks.
That's right.
Sticks real good. And then we'll screw everything. No squeaks, hopefully. We've got another wall complete here, and unfortunately, or fortunately, depending on how you look at it, we ran out of nails. I'm not sure if that was like a planned thing to only bring a certain amount of nails. Do you know about that?
No.
Okay. But we're cooked. It's 5 o'clock. We'll get out of here and let Jason stay in this thing in the morning.
Yeah.
And I guarantee you, as soon as he gets here, what's he going to say? What'd you guys do? That's
Did you guys
right.
get anything done?
That's exactly what he'll say. I can't wait. Hey, and Jamie got one step done.
It did take all day, but I can't go home without getting this one step put in.
All right, one try here. What do you think Jason's going to say when he gets here tomorrow and sees your one step?
I don't know. And tell us to get it out of neutral, probably. Reload.
Today's episode is sponsored by Water Drop, and I've got one of their tankless X Series reverse osmosis water filtration systems set up. I'm gonna let you check it out. And this is an industry-leading filtration system. It takes 99.99% of all of the harmful substances out of the water. And I did my installation a little different than the instructions. I made a dedicated water bottle filling station out of this wet bar in the basement. It's right next to the garage door where we take off every day with water bottles to go to work or biking or sports events. Instead of adding the faucet as an auxiliary like it's supposed to be, we're on city water here, so we do have a little bit of chlorine taste and stuff we don't really want in our water if we're drinking a lot of it, which we are. We're always doing something where we're thirsty around here. So this is gonna be great to take everything out, then reintroduce the minerals that our body really needs as part of our drinking water. Since this is a tankless reverse osmosis, it requires a ton less space under the sink. It was super easy to set up, and it has a nearly unlimited delivery of purified water at 1,200 gallons per day. Since the water is not stored in a tank, it tastes fresher and you avoid the risk of secondary contamination and bacterial growth. It also uses less water. The X Series has a 3-to-1 purified water ratio, meaning that for every 3 gallons of purified water, the X Series only creates 1 gallon of water waste. While other tankless reverse osmosis wastewater ratios on the market are typically around 1.5-to-1 or 2-to-1. It also has an awesome powered smart faucet that has LED indicators for the condition of all your filters and integrated TDS meters. The filters are also very easy to change. They're right on the front, twist them and they pull right out. I'm really happy to have this system set up and have healthy, great tasting water for myself, my family, and my pets. It was easy to install. I'd really recommend this X Series reverse osmosis system, and if you're interested in getting one, just click the link down in our video description below the video, and it'll take you where you need to go. Thank you again to Water Drop for sponsoring our video. Let's get back to work. Morning.
Morning, Chacos. Those I don't think are OSHA approved.
Dude, my toe.
Oh, man!
I'll black it out, but I about ripped my toenail off the other day.
Shoot,
The boat and the dock like did a scissor thing on my toe. So if we can't get this open, are we gonna go home?
It's over.
Okay.
There's a rod that way.
Yeah, let me see that screwdriver.
And what
Let
about
me see
this
that
other
screwdriver.
one?
There is no other one.
Okay, with their powers combined, they got it open. What are you gonna do when you need to shut it?
Well, we just have to do this each time that I need to open it.
You guys built one wall yesterday?
Good call, Ray.
We built just as many as we did with you the day before.
We built 5, and we only built.
You built interior ones, and those aren't the same as the big ones on the outside.
I asked Ray at 5 o'clock yesterday, what's the first thing Jason's gonna say when he gets here? It was exactly what you said.
Wall, and it's so easy. Look at that thing.
That's
It's flat.
easy?
What?
Are you? That's the hardest wall that we've built.
It's flat.
Dude,
It's not even angled.
says the guy who didn't even work at all yesterday.
We're gonna test out Brock's morning commute from the bedroom to the kitchen. Here we go. Hopefully there's not a bunch of dudes waiting on him every morning like this.
Hello, Mr. Parker.
There you go, right to the kitchen. Now that we have these 2 walls out of the way, we can start working on these upper walls. They're the upper end of our single pitch roof, and they're gonna be like 18 feet tall. We had to buy LVLs. We saw those the other day. We'll rip those to 5.5 inches wide to make studs. And we're gonna do the short one first.
What are you talking about? Ripping them?
Not it, I'm ripping the
Yeah.
You can't rip a 20-foot LVL.
Oh, yeah.
No,
Arlo
no, we're
could.
not gonna run it through the table saw.
Okay,
We've got
Arlo,
a corded saw with a rip guide. That's way easier.
Yeah, of course.
Back his car out of the way. That's right in the way. So that really wasn't that bad ripping that with a fresh blade. It was way easier than a table saw, I think. Table saw, you end up like fighting, keeping it straight, getting the thing in a bind. This is really heavy. And we have very little waste, which is awesome. That's it for 2 boards. These are nice and straight. That's nice. 17, 10, and 3/8 is the total wall height.
Yep,
So minus 4.5 for the plates.
that's correct.
17, 10, 3/8 minus 4.5. Make sure it's on bump trigger. Right there, it's blue.
Yeah, baby.
You're set. Jason's gonna love it. We're gonna see what happens here.
People kind of get it up.
Holy crap.
Yeah.
We know, Ray.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, man. You want me to knock the burrs off
Dude,
of
is
those?
it really that high? Come on, this is a joke, bro.
I don't even know how to paint that for.
I feel like I'm getting punked on MTV. Like, there's no way it's really that high.
That's how tall it actually is.
Bro, you're gonna have to step up your ladder game.
So Jamie's teaching Max about how to do a crow's foot, which is the way we'd indicate where you want to cut a board. And he's got some old school stuff that I don't even know if I've heard. What do you got?
I heard this a long time ago. This was like literally 20 years ago. Somebody told me this. Typically, if we're going to make a measurement, we'll make a mark like that, indicating the tip of the crow's foot or the arrow. That indicates our center line of the line that we want to cut. Now, what I've heard though is that this is not how it's supposed to be done, because this doesn't indicate which side of the line is what's the keeper and what's the waist side. So I've heard that you would do a vertical line, a straight line on the cut, and then the angle part would go off on the waist side of the board, so that if somebody else got this handed to them to cut it,
They would know which side is.
yeah, they would know. You don't have to write keep this side.
We're gonna start doing that.
You want to?
Everybody.
That's
yes.
gonna be tough. I could be wrong though. I could have made all that up. I'm pretty sure I didn't though.
Jason's getting me a brace, and if you missed it in a previous video, we're not sheathing these walls now. We're gonna wait till they're kind of stood up. That means we gotta brace them really well so they don't just fall over till that point. Okay. Ray, you wanna grab that 8-foot stick? Right behind you. Yeah. Once the sheathing is on the outside, it becomes the diagonal bracing, and we can just cut all this stuff loose. Needs to come to me. Ooh, we may need some push at the other end.
On that side? Too much.
Yeah, huh? Wow. Still gotta come. You wanna try just racking it a couple times? 1, 2, 3. All right, let's see what that did.
More?
That looks pretty good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll tell you one thing. My butt was starting to pucker up on top of that scaffolding already. It's freaking high.
Yeah.
I want to share some helpful tips here for building the steps, man. Steps is one of the hardest things. One, and I'd say maybe the most important thing here, is I'm using these GRK screws, and I don't know what the gauge of these are. Do you remember on the
It's a
box?
number 9.
Number 9. They are a little bit slimmer than your standard deck screw that you might see at the hardware store.
I think most are number 10.
And these go in so incredibly easy, but the most important part about them is that they don't split very badly at all. These are the least splitting.
Like they won't split your string.
Yeah, because this part of the stringer here that I'm attaching to is very prone to split. And if you tear apart or did any remodeling, you would see lots of broken stringers with cracks right down the middle, because you're driving a bunch of fasteners in the edge, you're driving a bunch of fasteners in the top. It's like giant wedges trying to split firewood is what it is. And this just happens to be a very fragile piece of firewood that's easy to split. In addition to that, I'm using tons of Lexel that will help adhere it, give a little cushion. So there's probably actually no wood to wood touching anywhere.
It's a good thing.
It is all touching Lexel. I'm only using wood to hold the Lexel together.
Okay.
Because I can't build it all out of Lexel. No, that's kind of a joke, but at any rate, this actually makes a serious difference. Okay, you got that part? Next.
Oh, you're not done. Okay.
No, we're just getting started. All right, now I did my absolute best in my layout of these stringers to cut them the right dimensions, to make this flat surface and to make the surface vertical on the riser, but I'm still ending up with an out of level stringer.
Okay.
How can I remedy that? Well, I ripped this board and already put it in, and if I get to the back of my cut and I go to the front, you can see it's pretty good. And I'm gonna call that acceptable. And that one is pretty good, but we're gonna talk about that. That's not really good, actually. That's pretty good. So I know that from the front of this riser to the back is perfect, but I've got some high area in here. How do you get rid of it? It's actually a difficult area to trim. So I found that using a really coarse diamond blade on the grinder here, this is made for cutting concrete and stone, I can actually grind away the wood really easily.
Is that what you're doing?
That is what I'm doing.
my God.
I'm going nuts on this thing because I want it to be really good. Now I have one, for whatever reason, this one has been high on every one of these. Okay. It is sloping too, but it simply is high. And I don't want that. So what I'm saying is that it's really difficult to get a saw in here. You're not gonna get a skill saw. Even if you had the little oscillating saw, the little buzz saw we call it, you're not gonna very easily, accurately shave a small amount. All right, so what I'm gonna do, and I'll just—
everybody put on your earplugs.
I'll do this one that's not terribly bad so we don't have to— you can see the tip from the front of this down to my riser. It's significant.
Let me get down there. There you go.
Okay, yeah, get to where you can see that. It's significant right there.
Yep.
Okay, we don't want that. Nobody wants that. Okay, all right, I've drawn it out long enough here. Coming at you.
That's good.
It's good. It's great. So that's my method right here. There might be other discs that do an equally good job, but this one is actually really surprising me at how great of a job it's doing.
We've already cut rebar with that disc as well.
This thing has been the only disc like this on the job that we've used, and we've really given it a hard time. But
We got that from somebody.
yeah, we did. I don't know who it was. I can't remember. I have a few more new ones. It was purple. The whole thing's purple.
Yeah. So if you can find one that's purple like that, that's who made it.
Oh, hey, let me tell you, this is an important feature. See how it's flush on the bottom?
Yeah.
That's important. If you had the nut sticking out the bottom,
Won't work.
It would kind of ruin this use of it for what I'm doing.
We're gonna tackle this giant gable end wall next, and we're very confident that we cannot build this flat on the floor and stand it because it's huge. It also has like 6 headers in it. It's got the entry door, window, face mount hangers for the headers. So literally we're just running 4, 4, 4,
Yes.
4.
Well, and there'll be one jack on the one side out here.
Does
See?
it even matter though?
I don't think so. The headers are non-load bearing.
Could we just do an end stud? One of those, and like just have a minimal frame and then stand it.
Don't put the headers in and stuff? Like
Yeah,
the window
just like
headers?
literally
Yeah.
put one of these, one of those, one of those.
Oh.
And so we have everything aligned. We have all
Yes.
the numbers right.
Right.
Stand it and then just pack it all out.
I think
add
that'd
the
be
headers.
good if your concern is that it's going to be so heavy once it's built we can't even stand it up.
Well, no, it definitely wouldn't be able to stand it.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. I was just going to build it in place.
Me and
but
my
I'm saying
son
we could build.
lift it.
Yeah. I'm saying we could build just a minimal amount of it, stand it,
Yes.
and
Sure.
then build the rest of it.
Sure,
That would be easier than doing the whole thing in place.
Do all the layout on the plates, make all the framing parts known. Yeah, I think that's a good idea.
Okay.
Really do. Yep.
We're going to build it, Jason. He doesn't care.
I'm sorry. I apologize.
We're going to do it.
Do what?
Build the wall.
Yeah, do it. Let's do it.
We've got our skeleton of the frame, just 4 stud members and the plates, and everything else is laid out. Now these guys are gonna go ahead while this is laying on the floor and take numbers on the rest of them. That was actually Jason's idea, good job. So we don't have to stand on a ladder and try and do that. We'll have them all written down, then we can stick those in after the wall is stood up. Does it all plane out?
It does. It looks good. I mean,
Wow, look at that.
it's pretty good.
Yeah. Beautiful.
Yeah, I like that. Man, if it right now, if you looked at it and it was like, woo! We've done that. I mean, that's happened.
We're gonna start cutting these studs and somehow get them to Jason. That's the problem. Then we'll stick them in. So
I think you gotta come in from the end.
yeah, I think we got to stand it up straight, slot it down the side, and then you'll do the rest.
From up here, I ain't doing down there. I ain't doing there.
We got a team of 3 guys to nail off this entire 16 to 17 foot length. So Ray's starting at the bottom, flushing it, and then he's working it up till he can't reach. Max is getting the next, and Jason's getting the top. While they're working on that, I've got the plan here, and I've taken all the window rough openings and marked them on this wall section. And I'm gonna take a picture of that. Then I'm gonna climb up there and start pulling tapes and see if I can figure out what size headers we want and the height at which we want to start coming down from it. Because it doesn't really say anywhere on here, you can see that. We just gotta make it kind of look like that. So we did all that figuring and measuring and straightening of all the plates on the floor and assembled part of this. And for some reason, we still ended up with a hump here and a little bit there. Could be that the floor had a little bit of a hump. I don't know. But we're gonna have to hack the top of these studs all off that much and re-nail it. The only reason I noticed this is because I was pulling dimension for all these irregular shaped windows and they just weren't lining up by like that much. You know what I'm saying?
I told you there was a hump in it. You wouldn't listen to me.
All right, we're gonna try to do this and not tear anything up too bad. Scaffolding right in the way. Wow. We got our sections chopped down here and there, and that was ridiculous. I mean, more than I want to admit, that was ridiculous. Okay, so I'm gonna go up, go up, till we're both crossing our marks there.
I can't tell if I am.
You can't tell if you are?
Here?
Yeah?
No, because I'm down below it.
Yeah, I mean, you look like you are crossing it.
Okay.
I'd say let's just roll it. That's where our upper header is gonna go, the bottom of it.
Yo.
Hey, what's up?
I'm in the shop using some automotive solvent to try to get Lexel off my fingers.
Okay. We got a problem with these windows.
Okay, the front?
Yeah. So if I go parallel line to the top of the wall plate for the headers,
Yep.
the bottom of the two side windows is about a foot different.
Really?
Yeah. The center one's fine, and both the side ones are fine, but they don't have the same bottom.
161.
You know, like I said, the high side one goes down about a foot lower than the low side one.
Okay. Well, that'll be a good thing for Matt to figure out.
Jason's working on our little headers here. They're gonna hang. They don't have any jacks, and it's not load bearing. And I added an extra inch of thickness up here. This is supposed to be 7, and I made it 8. And I'm just figuring for door trim coming up and window trim coming down, they're not gonna quite intersect at 7, so I want a little more space. So I just did that. Hopefully it'll be a good thing. We're on these upper headers now. Ignore all these scribbled out marks. They're nothing. So we're gonna give Jono a long to short bevel number for the bottom piece here of 37 5/8. Jono, 37 5/8 long to short, same face. Oh, it's a little too long. 1, 2, 3. Oh, that thing is freaking heavy.